Hello, everyone. This is Jason Verlinde from Verlinde Insurance, once again coming to you, though, on behalf of the Michigan PIA. And today I am super excited to introduce you to Ariel Rivera. I kind of butchered that first name because I cannot roll my R's. I'm horrible. So he'll pronounce it the correct way here in a minute. But Ariel's going to be a speaker at our Unconvention in October. And it's just a class that I'm super looking forward to. It's a class that's titled Disaster Preparedness Seminar. And he decided last year, after going through Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, that he really needed to get some of his experiences on paper in order to share it with a lot of other agents. So Ariel, welcome very much. If you want to introduce yourself in a better accent than I have, that would be great.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited coming up, to teach this disaster preparedness seminar as well. As Jason said, my name is Ariel Rivera. Now, I'm wrong the R's, but you can go with Ariel. I'm good with that too. It works. I'm an agency owner in Puerto Rico, so we have our agency. It's called Ariel Rivera and Associates. I'm also the National Director for PIA of Puerto Rico.
Excellent.
And I teach for the National Alliance of Insurance Education, the CISR courses also. I'm a huge insurance, geek, let's just call it that way. And I love whatever I can go through, if I can, pass it forward and teach it to other colleagues and agency owners, because, you never want anyone going through whatever you went through. So that's what motivated me to get this disaster preparedness course. And I know you guys will love it. It's full of, tough things, obviously disaster preparedness, but, I'll try to make it a little bit enjoyable and fun for you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I had the opportunity to meet you in person for the first time this past, I guess it was April or March. April in Washington, D.C. at the Federal Legislative Conference, and actually sat next to you at dinner. And we got talking a little bit about it, and not a ton about the insurance or the agency side, but more of the personal stuff and hearing about your daughter and that night when you guys were hunkered down and trying to get out of get to the state so you could set up your contingency plan or not set it up. You already had it set up, fortunately, but enact it and get it rolling. It was just great info. So. I know all of us, in Michigan, it's kind of weird right now. We're talking on Thursday, a little afternoon, as Florence is churning towards the Carolinas. So I'm sure watching some of that news coverage, how does that make you feel?
Well, first of all, it brings back a little bit of the PTSD that we went through. And we do have, I'm a non-resident in North Carolina and Florida too. We do have clients in North Carolina. And back home in Puerto Rico, our construction, most of it is 100% concrete. So as you know, most of the states it's not. Right. So we went through Hurricane Maria and we were saying, listen, there's going to be a moment if you stay in your home or even if you try to work your agency late to be there for your clients, there's going to be a moment that you might feel threatened for your life. This is a major hurricane. It's no joke. You got to move out. So follow evacuation, follow procedures, and at the end of the day, if you have a contingency plan and a good, disaster emergency plan, you're going to be able to execute it in good time, but you got to take care of your family first. So this is, I've been tracking Florence all through the week since Sunday, and it's scary. This is a major hurricane coming, and, with whatever winds it brings or rain, people in Houston went through not knowing it will stay there. And apparently Florence brings a similar trajectory that it will stay there. And it could go from wind to flooding and it could get really, really bad. So
Right.
Yeah, it gives me a little bit scared for now, yeah. I just hope everything turns out well.
When I think of the whole situation that you had to go through and other agency owners are going to be faced with that in the Carolinas, like you said, you kind of have it, you're faced, it's almost like a three-headed monster. So you're facing your clients' disasters or their hardships. you're facing your agency, but first and foremost, you're worried about your own family as well.
It's your own safety. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and that's crazy. Now, fortunately, here in Michigan, and some of the agency owners you will be talking about, we don't tend to have as widespread disasters as a hurricane. Although a few years ago, I know there'll be a few agents in the room from the Dexter, Michigan area who went through a very bad tornado where it affected both where they live, their office, and a wide swath of their clients, not to the extent of these hurricanes, but a similar thing. So I'm just kind of looking at the outline here that you've presented or that you're going to be presenting on. I'm just kind of go over a couple of the areas. So you have a few different sections. The first section you're going to talk about is getting your agency ready.
Yep.
And then managing your clients. And then the last one is what to do after the disaster hits. So let's just focus real quick because I thought this was pretty cool. You have to worry about 3 different personalities of clients. So you call them the nothing is going to happen client. So this person who is going to stay in their house and I've been here for 20 years and we've weathered every
nothing has happened.
We're hunkering down.
Exactly.
Or you have the weather expert. So you have the Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel that he knows exactly what's going to happen. And then you have the Armageddon, who is the person who really wants to be careful. So kind of give me a quick example of a couple of clients that you had that might fall into those categories.
Well, this part, we try to make a disaster kind of let's just take the good side about it, right? So when you're dealing with this type of client, it's interesting. Let's just not say it's fun. It's interesting because when we think about the Armageddon one, this is the guy that literally, everyone who's seen the Armageddon movie, he says, listen, we're all going to die. This is going to be a disaster. And then that client starts creating panic where there's no panic. And that client starts creating, calling his family members, the other ones who are also your clients of your agency, saying, we're all going to die. This is all going to be destroyed. And then how do you manage that type of? No, listen, follow procedures, look at emergency management. Let's work with that. And then we're going to work with insurance. Safety, your life, and your family comes first. So when you move from that to the weather expert, the weather expert is just hilarious. This client does his own trajectory for the hurricane. So they would just call you up and say, listen, with the amount of temperature that the water is, the hurricane is going to go up and then it will come down. And you're like, so when did you study meteorology? I mean, can you, when did you become a weatherman? I thought you were a doctor and an engineer or something like that. That part is just so funny. And then the one that you have to be more worried about is about the nothing is going to happen. Because people tend to do, we're humans. We make errors, right? So nothing is going to happen. It's very risky. And let me tell you something. This is just a little bit that I'm going to be talking about in the seminar. I was one of those nothings. Even though as an insurance and risk management person, I know how to prepare myself and I prepare my agency, right? But still, in my heart and in my mind, I was still thinking nothing is going to happen until, the day before. And it was like, oh my God, this is going to come. So that client is the one you have to worry the most because the Armageddon, you can control it and work with him. But the nothing's going to happen is the one that brings, the most claims, the one that's more risky. And sometimes that client could end up, having more problems or bigger claims than the one you were supposed to be getting because he never got prepared. So, but yeah, it's interesting the personalities you get to see, especially the weatherman. Oh man, those are hilarious.
They ever take a snapshot of and add their own little spaghetti string on there?
Yep. And they say, well, if the water temperature keeps this way, the hurricane is going to come up. But you know what? We're getting a little bit of rain. It might get colder. And you look at them and you go like, really? I mean, you try to be respectful, obviously.
Right.
Interesting, yeah.
Excellent. Well, everybody, I hope you liked this little snippet. As you can tell, I mean, Ariel's a very engaging speaker. Like I said, when I spent some time with him in Washington, D.C., I just wanted to hear more about that whole situation. And it's awesome that you've put together this outline to help the rest of us. So Stay safe. I know you said you're in Florida right now,
Yes, yes,
getting
I am.
ready to probably deal with some of your clients' claims in the Carolinas.
Yeah, hopefully none, but we're here for them.
Excellent. Well, we will see you in October, and look forward to spending some time with you.
Definitely. Thank you, Jason, and thank you, PI of Michigan, for everything. I'll
All
see
right.
you guys soon.
Thank you very much.